As we begin the 9th season of the Montreal Snowhawks franchise, I feel our journey has reached an inevitable crossroads. On one hand, we have a young quarterback with X-Factor development and a high ceiling. We have young players like receiver Denario Barnes and defensive tackle Miguel Ortiz who have become faces of the team. But our team is starting to get older. Key starters are beginning to reach their 30s. After last season, we had multiple key players lose a development trait. How many more seasons do they have left? And can this team truly compete for a championship in its current construction? The clock is ticking on this version of the Montreal Snowhawks, and we need to build off of a playoff season a year ago and squeeze everything we can out of this year. Welcome to Season 9 of Montreal Snowhawks football. I have returned again for the newest installment in the Snowhawks franchise, and thank you to everybody still watching these extremely long videos, going through full seasons with our team, constructed of undrafted free agents and practice squad talent. It's been one of the most unique series I've ever done, and simply winning with this team is more unique than winning with any other team that I have constructed. We do not win many games easily. For us to go to the postseason, we have to master the final minutes, play good situational football, and have a few things bounce our way. Last year, we did hit a milestone. It took us 8 seasons. We finally won our first division title. Head coach Leon Daniels now has a 41.2% coach win percentage, and in 3 winning seasons has a 1-3 playoff record. The goal is to win a Super Bowl with this team, and I felt last season it started off in a very frustrating fashion. I was feeling pretty down about the team, the way the season had unfolded. I didn't bring the best energy to that episode. Today I'm returning a little more optimistic, I'd say. Realistic, though, in the sense that there's a sense of urgency. The team has gotten older. It is what it is. All I can do is try to put this team in the best position to try and chase a title this year and make the best roster decisions I can going into the year. I think there is a need to get some more youth on this team that can eventually maybe take over for some of these players. I'm not sure how many years we're going to go in this series, but you all seem to still enjoy it, and I'm determined. I really want to see this be a success. It would be one of the most rewarding victories if we could ever do it. I may have to make some tough decisions today. Maybe that includes moving on from mainstay running back Quentin Whiteside, now at 30 years old. Still, when I think of this series, I think of Quentin Whiteside. Those first few years were the formative seasons in the series, and he was a big part of it. We might be seeing the final great years for players like Jeremy Blaylock, another series mainstay who has now hit 30, lost his X-Factor after last season, and has begun to regress. For a while in this series, I would tell myself that everybody is getting a little bit better. And that was a comforting thought, that every player is pretty much improving their ratings game by game. That ain't true anymore. I need to reconstruct some of the depth and make some tough decisions here in this episode. And I need to attack this year too with the mindset that this could be it for the core of this team. I'd like to make one change to our scheme. We're going to change our playbook. First of all, our scheme fit doesn't really make sense being 4-3 cover 3 with the KOC defensive playbook, the Brian Flores defensive playbook, truly. I thought about taking us away from a 3-4, but I think I found a playbook that actually offers more formations that I'd like to experiment with. We're going to switch to Seattle's Mike McDonald playbook. Not just because they won the Super Bowl and they got the hottest young defense in the league, but there are a lot of 3-4 looks, some 4-4, a lot more nickel versatility. I think there are some more packages I'd like to break out with this playbook. And if I change this to a base 3-4 defense or go 3-4 under, we can get our scheme fit much higher. I'm going base 3-4. I gotta come ready to play today, guys. We still are chasing a season where we can actually get off to a strong start. What if this is the episode right here that it all comes together? These Speed Rusher upgrades are insane, by the way, for J.J. Parrish. What is happening? With all the block shed and power move boosts. Are you kidding me? J.J. Parrish? 84 speed? I mean, you have to boost him to get his pass rush anywhere decent. But nice little boost for him today. And one storyline we're going to follow from the beginning of this episode is what's next for Max Wilbon, our quarterback for many years in this series. I thought he'd be here really for the duration of the franchise, but we replaced him with Eddie Devlin, and now he hits free agency as a top 32 quarterback. He will be starting somewhere in all likelihood. Will we face Max Wilbon today? What's his next opportunity? What does he look like on a team not trying to win under ridiculous circumstances in the NFL? A lot of questions will be answered today. Like, who will be our next QB2? It sure appears that Eastern Michigan quarterback Carson Brake will be that player. The 299-pound passer. With the archetype of hefty lefty Jared Lorenzen. Rest in peace to the legend. I saw y'all in the comments saying I should turn Carson Brake into a road to the show pitcher. Dude, I've been thinking about that. Why did you plant that seed in my mind? That wasn't right, guys. I have enough series going on right now. Why would you do that? If I can get my stuff together, man, there's a above 0% chance of it happening. I'll say that. Here is a career stat update before we begin to get this roster ready for a 9th season of play. Where does Max Wilbon go? I am really curious where he ends up. He is the number 21 quarterback. Someone's going to want to bring him in. What does he care about? A lot of money. Big market, scheme fit. Go get the bag, Max. We'll see what he ends up getting in free agency. Quentin Whiteside. Will we move on from him? He has nearly 4,000 yards and 30 touchdowns in his career. It's been a very good career. 135 games played. At running back, it's hard to do much more than that. Regression has taken him to a 79 overall. I just don't know if it's good to keep him around solely for the pass catching upside and for depth when we have a couple young running backs who eat up all the carries right now. Jeremy Blaylock is our all-time leading receiver. We've got Kevin Fulcher, who's been very good, but I think we're going to start trying to set up competition for his role. Denario Barnes is a star who still has another level I think he can reach. Was not happy to see him fall shy of 1,000 yards a year ago, and I think expectations should be closer to like 1,200 or 1,300. Our offense actually wasn't great a year ago. It was a team that scored 22 points per game after scoring 21.5 points per game the season prior. So I'm not content with where that is. Our growth last year was on defense, and that was really concentrated around the last 6 games of the year. They were the number 3 team in scoring defense. That does not describe their season, merely a part of it. Joel Newton and Chad Jennings each have 50 career sacks. Jennings lost his X Factor a year ago, but we do have Miguel Ortiz now, the young star of the line. Zaire Thomas, now 30 years old, leads us in interceptions, while Tyrell Matthews, I felt, got on track last year after getting his abilities set up differently. That seemed to actually make a big difference. This is a make or break offer to Jorge Quintana, as we will keep around a center who might be more of a backup now. And I know we have another backup option. He's not guaranteed to make the roster. I can be a little bit reckless at times, especially with one-year deals. We'll keep around Joel Newton, but we have very old depth now at defensive tackle. I think we will give an offer to Brandon Sheffield. The goal is still that we could find a young edge rusher to maybe give some more opportunities to, but the right player has to show up. For now, I am going to offer a contract to Quentin Whiteside, and he takes it. He still has to make the roster, but we'll see what it looks like in September or August, and we'll give an offer to Jose Cruz. We'll let Max Wilbon hit free agency, and see where his journey takes him next. This is my first time opening the free agent menu in this series. For Max Wilbon, currently one team is interested. And after 1 week, Max Wilbon has just signed a deal to join the Philadelphia Eagles. 3 years, around $30 million a season. There's no guarantee he just joined, though, to be a starter. Caleb Rankin, they say, is a bridge quarterback. What kind of boost is he getting? A +4? All right, I'd say the job should be Wilbon's then. Wearing Donovan McNabb's number 5 as well. He doesn't look bad in the Eagle uniform, honestly. A lot of people think the offseason begins with free agency and the draft, but no, it's all about undrafted free agency and then taking players off of other teams' practice squads. Welcome to the Snowhawks Offseason again. We kick things off with one of the highest rated players being Eric Barkley, the Kansas defensive tackle, a 71 with normal development. Could be a practice squad guy, we will sign him. Preston Tucker is a quarterback out of Ohio with star development. A lot of speed, and I think a good enough starting point to maybe make our practice squad. I found a star dev running back in Kevin Overton. Decent speed, some pass catching upside, and somebody we're going to add to our roster. We're signing tight end Jarvis Flowers with 83 speed and 78 catching. This has been kind of strange this year, looking for players to add. Normally, teams have a variety of undrafted free agents for me to look at, and I haven't found very many. Many teams simply do not have an undrafted free agent that isn't like a punter or long snapper. Here's a star dev guard and Edward Bolden. 71 awareness. I think I will make a trade for him, but it might be one of very few. We'll get him for a 5th rounder. I'm going to have to be more thorough looking at the UDFAs this year, because I'd ideally like to do our training camp drills with a lot of players that could really benefit from it. It's not as useful to have 7-year veterans running any of these drills, so I'd like to get some players developing a little bit faster. But I'm beginning to think that we've encountered one of the weaker draft classes in the series. We'll make some signings like wide receiver Tim Jones. At this point, I'm happy to see any dev trade above a normal, so we're going to sign Elijah Haskins, a 382-pound tackle. Holy smokes, I have not seen that before. We'll also sign defensive tackle Garrett Young. There are no rookie edge rushers available. Where are they? The players here either have years of experience or are not true edge rushers. They're over 300 pounds with like 60 speed. Where are the edge rushers? And we'll sign rookie cornerback Devontae Patton, one of the better tacklers that was available. The options, man, are just not great this offseason. The athleticism is really good and the awareness is high on Marcus Weber, a 64 overall linebacker. So he will also be an addition. As we begin this season, we're going to get training camp underway with Eddie Devlin. He's now close to an 85 overall. And with a little bit of a training camp boost, he's going to start the season in a really good spot. I'm hoping here in Season 3. You always hear about how important that year is for a quarterback's development and future. If Eddie Devlin starts at a higher overall, can we actually get off to that strong start that has eluded us for basically the entire series? It's hard to make this a storyline every year, but it continues to be one of our issues. The nearly 300-pound Carson Brake now has to step up as the QB2 of this offense. What would things look like if he actually had to step in? He's not a mobile quarterback. He's a strong-arm pocket passer. We have some guys that can take advantage of that skill set, but throwing downfield hasn't really been our strength. But he's got the high ceiling with superstar devs, so he is the new QB2. And I know you're all wanting to see what he looks like in an actual game. That's money right there. Bang. That's a bullseye. And we'll knock them all out. My training philosophy is changing a bit this year, as Kevin Overton will have the chance now to do the running back drill. He is the one undrafted running back I decided to sign at 65 overall. I want these drills to go to players who benefit most. Maybe getting a starter +1, to me, is just not enough. I have to plan better for the future. There's a chance I could get a development trait boost. And even if I don't, with a good medal, we could still see a few upgrades that makes a guy potentially playable one day. Training camp with the camp counselor ability is kind of a career-altering opportunity. No dev trait boost for Overton, but we'll see how much of an upgrade he can get. I'd like to do all the drills with players who are 25 years old or under, with solid development. So here is Kelvin Burnett, one of our backup tight ends. He's going to have to get open against Azarie Thomas, one of our better cover corners. But I don't know what the future looks like after Jeremy Blaylock has more regression. I mean, he and Burnett could have a similar overall next year. We're at like a 10-point gap right now, but after another year of decline and Burnett getting a little bit better, we're not that far away from maybe a change. I know we need to get younger depth along the D-line, so we found a defensive tackle who is literally named Young. And he's a 67 UDFA. So this should give him a chance to maybe crack the roster and start to climb that depth chart. Get up. Come on, Garrett Young. You're so close to a gold medal. Don't you know what this could do for your career? I'm stuck. There we go. I don't believe Earl Summers is the right player for this drill, despite his X-Factor development. He's simply not a good enough athlete. Brandon Poole, to me, has a better ceiling, even with star dev, and presently a lower overall. If we're going to have someone seriously take over for Rivera and Matias, Summers is just not going to be that guy. He's a special teamer, third linebacker at best to me. We need legitimate cover skill and athleticism at this position. Riley Byrd is a 22-year-old superstar dev safety. One of the few players under 25 with a high dev trait. If this goes well and we get some of the right development, I'd be interested in actually playing him. Hugh Jackson didn't really make anything happen last season, and I'd like to have the chance to start playing someone who has more of a ceiling. There we go, good catch. No dev trait upgrades, but here's what we get coming out of training camp. Is Riley Byrd good enough to go put on the field right now? His speed is okay. It's pretty low at 85, I'd say. 62 awareness. I don't know if he's there yet. Still, should be a focus player. Should get as much development with him, off field as we can. At some point, maybe you do just throw a guy out there and see if he can figure it out. But safety is one of those spots where playing low-rated players has always seemed to punish my teams in the past. So here's Brandon Poole at linebacker. He has run stopper archetype, 84 speed, and his ratings are in a spot where his run stopping isn't bad, and you can just try to get the coverage up the rest of the way. Don't know if I like coverage upgrade more than field general. I still think field general might be the way to go. I'm hoping to get some awareness out of this too. It's a rating that just does not come up as fast as anything else, and if you can get good luck there, I think awareness is still vital. Brandon Poole now a 74 overall. And then for Garrett Young, it's really all about how do you want to develop him? Do you focus on the run stopping? Do you go with some power moves? I think I want to go mainly into nose tackle and see if it drags pass rusher with it. This is his strength. We're looking for players and what they do well. We're going all in on that right now with Garrett Young. And so far, it has not boosted his pass rushing as he becomes a 71. And now his block shed is going to be at 76. Offensively, we got center Mitchell Bergstrom getting 2 boosts. We'll go 1 agile and 1 into power. He's still got some upside we could tap into. Hopefully, we get some more upgrades. Is Kelvin Burnett really a potential starter on this team eventually? Maybe. Has to get better at catching the football. To 74 overall we go, getting some catch in traffic, a little short route running. And then at 75, he's going to have 1 release, catch in traffic. The basic catching rating did not improve. At running back, here is Kevin Overton, receiving back. And it may make some sense to keep him on the roster even over Quentin Whiteside. We'll see how it ends up with cuts, as the newcomers to the roster aren't nearly as competitive as you would like. It'll depend now on who makes it to practice squads that we can still add. But he'll open as a 69 overall with star development. That's not bad. That's like a mid-round pick, like a 4th or 5th round running back with a good dev trait after that boost. Eddie Devlin becomes an 86 overall. We're going to put both of these. Now I'll go 1 into improviser. 87 overall quarterback here, starting off year 9. That makes him a top 16 guy. And for Carson Brake, looking at him being the new QB2, we need good accuracy. He's not mobile, so he's got to be able to withstand some pressure and throw from a messy pocket. 2 field general boosts. We'll go maybe 1 into improviser because you can get more throw under pressure this way. And we know from this series there will be pressure. Let's go 1 more into improviser. And then 1 into that strong arm archetype. That's his game. Deep accuracy, medium, throw under pressure. So our QB2 enters with good underneath accuracy, 89 short, 94 throw power. So, I heard y'all wanted to see Carson Brake get some action. He is here in the preseason with the 2nd team unit. And we're going to get started with Brake, showing off his arm and throwing it deep, incomplete for Jose Cruz. Just good to know what we're getting into with the new quarterback. And this time he's out in front trying to dump off to Overton. Throwing over the middle, and that is Cruz, actually complete, but no first down. What if we take Carson Brake and we get him on the move a little bit? Got to throw it complete. Kelvin Burnett, tight end 2, trying to fight his way into a spot to take over for Blaylock one day. Another play action. We got him rolling. Here is Brake diving ahead for the first down. Might have him. Nice grab made by Kelvin Burnett. Let's see if they can block for him here. Brake. Play action. Over the middle, there is Painter on the catch. He'll take off to the 10, all the way to the 5. A lot of good here on this possession, but with no escapability, this drive is over. Now, I signed another quarterback in Preston Tucker, who has a dev trait with some of the better quarterback speed we've seen in this series. Couldn't display it there as he gets sacked. But he also will have a chance to become the QB2. I gave Brake that opportunity in training camp just so we have somebody with accuracies that is ready to play if we need it. But that could end up becoming Tucker as he's able to buy some time and make us a big play on the outside. That speed is valuable, especially for a team trying to do something like we are in this series. And you can't develop it. The plan is to have Tucker make the roster and us have 3 quarterbacks Here's Tucker's speed now as he heads inside the 20. Nice move. That's going to be a touchdown pass from Preston Tucker to Tyquan Weber. We went 0-2-1 in the preseason, tying that first game. I also saw one injury pop up, and it's going to be a minor injury for Kevin Fulcher. Foot fracture doesn't sound pleasant, but it's apparently week to week. We're actually going to release Damian Lovelock as we now have 2 more quarterbacks to keep on roster, and he no longer has the practice squad eligibility. All right, stage 2 of our offseason is here, and we can look at now players that have been released and are on practice squads. And one player I will be adding is Teddy Fitzsimmons. He would be our second highest rated tight end. He's a little bit better blocker than many, has 84 catching, and he's only 23 years old. We're also going to sign Trevor Morgan, a 76 overall corner with high man coverage. Should fit our defense pretty well. And I'm interested in Brad Robinson to bring in a finesse rusher with decent awareness for a lower overall player who's just 23 years old. Ooh, 72 overall rookie running back, Christian Clifton. Hidden development. That means he was a draft pick, right? And he's just available. We're going to have to sign him, aren't we? Which may push Quentin Whiteside further off the roster. Clifton's an exciting addition. He's only 21 years old, and he was just a 7th round pick. Okay. So we get to bring him in. Kind of has that same Cliff Pierman skill set. Decent speed, power back, not much pass catching. Now, I do want to have a pass catcher on our bench. And I think it's going to be time to make that tough call to move on from Quentin Whiteside, unfortunately. Hopefully someone picks him up. We have released him. A legend will move on. And we're going to try to keep Kevin Overton on the practice squad this year. Hopefully he stays there. We're going to cut Nick Painter as there was a receiver I liked a little bit more I'd like to pick up. And that is receiver Max Thomas, a deep threat archetype player who I think will give us a different skill set on the end of our roster. We have a lot of guys with decent underneath route running. I do think that Teddy Fitzsimmons has taken the spot for Kelvin Burnett. He's 2 years younger, 2 overall higher speed, higher catching, higher awareness, higher blocking. We got a really good opportunity now to maybe develop that Jeremy Blaylock successor. They're separated by 3 overall. We're going to move Manuel Vallis to the practice squad. We're going to try and keep Garrett Young on the practice squad, a player we just did a training camp drill with. We're releasing Kyle Webb. I'm choosing to keep Isaiah York on the roster over Jose Cruz. They're both slot archetype players. I'm choosing York. We'll keep Jorge Quintana on roster and look to stash Matthew Pierman on the squad. Brandon Sheffield has been an underperformer in his time on this roster, so we have some other guys I'd like to give an opportunity to. We're going to look to release Brandon Sheffield, and then we'll release Sean Roach. Our final cut will be to safety Aaron Thomas. I'll actually look to put him on the practice squad. But that gets us ready for a new season of Snowhawks football. We've already lost Garrett Young, by the way, a player I spent a training camp drill on. I didn't think that he would go. There were other higher defensive tackles available. This season, we open against the Chargers, then play the Dolphins, Patriots, Ravens, 4 straight road games. Looks like we play the NFC North. We do not face the Philadelphia Eagles. Max Wilbon might be their backup anyway. Everett Fusco has franchise quarterback and QB of the future tags. At 4 overall under, he will play over Max Wilbon. And there are so many other teams where an 83 overall quarterback could potentially start. But Philly was the team that wanted him. So the plan is going to be to keep Riley Byrd the third safety. Hugh Jackson will continue to start. I am going to give Earl Summers an opportunity because he has gotten some good development. He will be the third linebacker to open the year over Emmett Hess. I just have my doubts. And here's an upgrade to one of the best ascending players on our defense. Last year's sack leader, Miguel Ortiz. That's a +5 finesse rushing boost. That's serious. Now it's an 82. And here are your Season 9 Montreal Snowhawks, led by Eddie Devlin at quarterback. Again, not many changes. The most exciting thing that I think happened to this offense was our most recent move of getting Teddy Fitzsimmons. Because I actually think his chance to be a starting tight end is much better than Kelvin Burnett. He has better speed than Jeremy Blaylock. We have some things to work on, but I actually think there's a foundation. He's going to be a focus player. We're going to give him number 82. So now our defense is recognized with our scheme as a 3-4, even though it should have been before. But it does highlight our depth at defensive tackle nicely. We have a really nice scheme fit percentage to start the year. I truly don't know what to think about this team going into the season. I think this team could be really good. We could continue to be stuck in a way, not able to reach a higher ceiling. I think what this team needs is to ascend offensively and score more points. And I'm hoping Eddie Devlin is that rising tide that just lifts the entire offense. And as an 87 overall X Factor, why can't he be? Prime time in Montreal is where Season 9 begins. We face the Los Angeles Chargers. Is this finally the season we get off to that strong start? And I know we have what it takes. It's just all about finally putting it together, not having some back-breaking interception in the fourth quarter. Let's play some football, everybody. Isaiah York is going to get us started on the return and set us up at the 22. It is year 3 of the Eddie Devlin era. Let's play our game, focus on what we're good at, and try to just keep it simple. 2 tight ends, 2 receivers. Here is a run. They will get Elijah Dunn before he can bounce outside. Back to pass on the first attempt of the year. Nice hands from Jeremy Blaylock. He and Barnes make some catches that I just cannot believe at times. Single high look from LA, and here is a screen. We almost got the block set up for Barnes. Here's a carry going to Elijah Dunn. He finds an opening and gashes this defense. Let's get the fullback, Delonte Parham, in the game, and it's done. If he hadn't gotten hurt late last year, he probably would have had another 1,000-yard season. He went for over 800 a year ago. 825 to be exact. 3rd down and 3 on this opening drive of year 9. Devlin flings it complete to Denario Barnes. Play action, and Devlin now has his fullback, Delonte Parham. Now a split backfield look. Weber, and this is Barnes in the game. His first rush of the season. Gets 1. Pass on target. This time it's Bradford. This is definitely a long 2. Dunn carries. Has the first down. Bounces off a safety. From the 7, rolling Devlin, Blaylock the catch, and that is an opening drive. Touchdown in Season 9. That's how you start a season right there. At 30 years old, Blaylock still has a lot of football left. And some good throws on the move by Devlin on this possession. Plays we often miss that end up with us not getting the 6. So with this defense now, we have more options in the 3-4. We have this 3-3-5. That's one nickel option. And you've got a couple more 3-3-5 looks. I just think there's better variety. I do like some of these 3 defensive tackle looks just because of how strong that can be on this roster. But it's Charger football, and they'll begin on a short throw. This look gives us 5 across the line. Picking up the blitz and able to throw it away. There was some havoc. And then you get into a more standard third down look. 2 edge rushers on. Pressure's there. What a play. Darnell Stecker. Montreal's second drive is also into Charger territory. Elijah Dunn is the motion man heading outside. We might have Barnes here at the 7. He will not get the touchdown. That was a strange play. And we are debuting a brand new look this year. Under center, Carson break will sneak it in for the Snowhawk touchdown. His first score in the NFL. What an energizing start. The Chargers eventually in the second quarter do get inside the 10. And this will get them their first touchdown of the year. Montreal in the third gets a Denario Barnes touchdown. And it's one of the best chances we've had to start a season 1-0 in a long time. 21-7 in the fourth, and Jordan Rivera is all over Aronde Gadsden. From the empty look, Stecker almost got there. And now an open man, Gadsden inside the 5. Hit R3 there to try and have us go get the quarterback. Big time extension play there. Stecker should have had him. Chargers now at the 2. Keeping it in the air, and really good coverage again by Rivera. Goal to go. It's a screen, and around the block they go. Chargers make it a 1-score game. Big plays here by Montreal, trying to hold on to this game and finally give the fans something to cheer about in September. Under 7 minutes to go, we have a 2nd and 10. And Devlin will head to the air. Blaylock not able to hold on. You don't have to take a big chance here when you have a kicker with a strong leg. This is going to be open, though, and Devlin finds Fulcher. And more interested in the long field goal here, going up multiple possessions. Josh Sanchez, our longtime kicker, makes this a 10-point game. No way. 70-yard touchdown first play of the next drive. You've got to be kidding me. So now we have to try and run some clock. Stiff arm here from Dunn. He's still trapped for a loss. Not going to be able to coast to victory in this one. We have to make something happen. And they bring pressure. We're going to get this out, and that's Blaylock. So at least 1 first down to keep the clock moving. And the carry to Tyquan Weber is a nice pickup of 9. They're a little aggressive here with their look, and we're going to use that against them with a screen. Weber breaks a tackle. Keep it in bounds. We're going to get Christian Clifton, the 7th-round pick, his debut. 7th-round rookies aren't supposed to be on this team, but he became available, and that is a good run. This is a great spot for Christian Clifton, who gets the carry. And we'll force the Chargers to spend their last timeout. So this is where we could end it. If we can get a first down. And we're going to head to the air. Targeting Barnes. He's got it. Oh, he got shoved ahead. I was trying to go down. Did you see that? It is a touchdown. Second of the day for Barnes. Now, I wasn't decisive about it. I thought about it here and was like, yeah, we need to go down. But he did get shoved ahead. And this game is over. It is a Montreal Week 1 win. Big final possession. We didn't want that just coming down to the defense, hopefully holding on. Because if we're to become a better team, the offense finishes the game. And we average more than 20 points per game. You know, we need to get closer to 26, 27. It makes me wonder, too, like, if I just focused on protecting the football, what would that do for the team in terms of, like, if we just don't make big mistakes, are we good enough to win games? Or does there have to be a degree of risk-taking with this team? And, you know, we're not a dominant team usually. Stecker has 3 sacks. That's a dominant performance. But it's like, if I could just cut down the mistakes, could we just win off of that? Would it be enough? We suffered an injury in week 1. It was to Mitchell Bergstrom, the starting center. So keeping Jorge Quintana on roster will continue to be a benefit. Eddie Devlin, player of the week. How about that? Miami is next. Wow, our defense has now become an 87 overall. That is pretty interesting. I feel like we've had the upper hand in this matchup in recent seasons. I think we've definitely taken the series lead, Snowhawks versus Dolphins all time. I don't have the history in front of me, but I know that this current era has us ahead. Ooh, we just got a pick. They were deep in their own territory. It was Riley Byrd, backup safety. That's a big one, 37 yards to a running back. Sack by Stecker, off to an incredible start this year. On one hand, Miami has moved the ball well so far. On the other, they've had to settle for 3 field goal tries. And the Snowhawks down 6. Cannot break through with Dunn. What are y'all doing? That's his second carry. Play action and rolling. Great job in coverage. The pass is out. Fulcher is there. They are not generous at all with their forward progress. It's a fraction of a yard to go. Carson break is in. The 300-pound quarterback sneaks ahead for the first down. Trying to get Dunn out on the edge. What a job there by Barnes and Parham. That one's closer to a full yard. Break is in. He will get another sneak attempt and he moves the pile. Who else is going to do that? First down. I want to hear it in the comments. You guys did this. They commit more to the line of scrimmage. Devlin rolling. Got him. Barnes. See ya. Touchdown, Snowhawks. Bad. No big penalties like that. Oh no. Interception. We did not protect the ball, gave them like a 10-yard field, and the Dolphins finally get their first touchdown in the early second half. It has been more difficult in this matchup to move the ball and establish good drives. Dolphins have had a downswing the last couple years, but are in pretty good shape the first 2 weeks. With our defense now, trying to swing this game in our favor. They double Stecker. That's a necessity. Gain of 1. Miami motions a receiver to the right, and that was blanket man coverage. You got B-Rob in the game now. Brad Robinson, that ball is out. Miami gets it back. Miguel Ortiz almost changed the game. Short punt. Barnes. No fair catch. Oh, boy. Laid out. So down 9. A lot still has to go right. Barnes, the running back, here on second down. And it's a screen. He's going to head outside. Break a tackle. He does a lot of that. What if Deebo Samuel ran a 4.2? That's what this experiment is. This is Elijah Dunn finally getting loose. And he's to the 10. We're going to roll. He's open. Touchdown, Denario Barnes. He already has 4 receiving touchdowns on the season. He had 10 a year ago. We have to keep him out of the end zone now in the fourth quarter. Dolphins driving, a pitch to the right, and a chance for Reed. He spins his way to the 10. Makes it all the way to the 1. Running ahead. Good hit. Made by Hugh Jackson. Now from the 2. Right into Rivera. Another loss. Sending the extra man. That's open. Not good. Bird got in the game there. And he just got smoked in coverage. I didn't even realize he was in the game. But our safeties generally can't be trusted in man coverage. Big play. That goes to Bradford. So you got to get something on this drive. Done, big play. We're inside the 10. This is going to be a touchdown. Denario Barnes already has 5. Sacked by Ortiz. 3rd and 13. Opportunity is here. Brad Robinson in the game for... Okay, Stecker's on the other side. So Javier Villa's off the field. Resetting. It is caught. Great game here in week 2. Knocked away Tyrell Matthews. They got the size advantage here. We stay in the nickel. And it's a good run. Thought they might try to toss it outside that time. They don't. Robertson will have it. Jermaine Richards is in. Jennings, Ortiz, Brad Robinson. As Robertson throws over the head of his receiver. And trying to keep them from making this a 2-score game again. Big 3rd down. Dolphins need 7. Robertson got it. And it's a 1st down. 8 defenders around the box. Willie Reed straight up the middle. Broke a tackle and got 8. Oh, good call. That's Stalker. Broke a tackle. He is off to the races. What a call. Jet sweep to Jeff Stalker. They call it a Jeff sweep in Miami. We need speed on this possession, being down 2 scores. Play action. Devlin's rolling, and that's not going to do it. Blaylock is open, makes an incredible catch. And something we may have to consider, because we only have 2 timeouts left, is just getting a field goal try off on this possession. And trying to get the touchdown last. Down the middle, Blaylock, no. Like, ideally, we get out of bounds, don't have to use a timeout, and then we have 2 timeouts to try and stop them for that final possession we need. We're going to scramble with Devlin, as long as we don't let it go inside like a minute 20. Because you need an extra stoppage, so you're going to burn 40 seconds without that 3rd timeout. Give me 40 seconds to try and score a touchdown. So 3rd down and 5, and really... we're in field goal range. We need to get out of bounds here. That probably wasn't worth the time. So here's Josh Sanchez. Field goal is up. It is good. And I'm going to kick it deep. I don't like the chances of an onside kick enough to try it. And if I don't have any timeouts, I don't want to force a punt with them at like our 45-yard line. And if they get 3, it's over. So, good kick deep into the landing zone. Miami will have it from around the 20. Handoff, Reed, and a first down. So we will not be getting this football back. Willie Reed's fast. There's probably like enough time left to where if they get to 4th down, they're going to have to snap the ball. And even that's a maybe, because these plays each take at least a couple seconds. But also they snap the ball sometimes with a second or 2 left on the play clock. So this is 3rd and 8. Okay, they threw it. I didn't think they'd do that. Stalker, have a day. Is that 3? I called engage 8. Didn't really think much else. We're putting Carson Brake into the game. Our only chance here is to hit something downfield. But we'll go short to Bradford. Carson Brake now has an NFL pass attempt. He's got a little bit stronger arm than Eddie Devlin. He will show it off here. That is a deep ball, and Barnes can't make the play. One more for Carson Brake and the strong arm. Looks like time might expire, and that's the game. Miami takes this one. It's hard when you give up 39 points. But they're off to a strong start, and we suffer our first loss. I still like what I'm seeing from the offense. 3 more scores from Devlin. A lot of passes going to Denario Barnes. Jeff Stalker just took over, guys. Miguel Ortiz, 2.5 sacks. Chad Jennings, 1.5 sacks. Stecker gets 1. Love seeing that we got like 5 sacks and a turnover. But you do that and still give up 39 points. Upgrading Brandon Poole. That's a nice little boost for him. Yeah, I think he is a potential future starter. 2 new injuries. Okay, I am a little bit worried. Connor Logan, Javier Villa, Mitchell Bergstrom. That's 3 starters with torn labrums. We need a labrum doctor on this team immediately. What could a start like this do for Denario Barnes? Does he now have the expectation of becoming an X factor this season? Big time upgrade here. That's 3 catching, 3 medium route running. That's serious business. Through 2 weeks, nobody has more receiving touchdowns. Drake London has the same. It's hard, though, to get him to be like a top 10 receiving yards performer. Because there are some offenses where guys will just go crazy. Well, I don't think that Max Wilbon's winning the job anytime soon, the way Everett Fusco's playing out there with Philadelphia. I don't know, maybe we have seen the last of Max Wilbon. And now our success a year ago against the Patriots resulted in us winning the division title. And after going down that first division game, we need to bounce back. Thanks to a 30-yard penalty, the Patriots will get another penalty to aid their efforts, and they will still not be able to get to the end zone? Snowhawks drive on the opening drive before Christian Gonzalez picks off Eddie Devlin. Another interception in the second quarter is allowing the Patriots to build up a lead. Very tough week. Touchdown for New England in the fourth. It's 23-0. Another interception. Yep, this game's going nowhere. Broke up the shutout at the end. That's about it. After 2 good performances offensively, it is a complete letdown by the Snowhawks in week 3. Devlin got picked off 3 times. We're not going to win doing that. Run game hasn't been doing anything special yet. Fulcher had a nice game. Barnes still found the end zone on a 5-yard day. We had no interceptions, 1 sack. Okay, maybe 2. Hard to really judge the defense off this when the offense puts them in so many tough situations. Another injury. And now Tyrell Matthews has a dislocated ankle. Are you kidding me? 4 starters are hurt. including 2 offensive linemen and our highest rated player on defense, Tyrell Matthews. He ain't coming back anytime soon. We're going to place him on injured reserve. We're going to add a player to our roster with this spot that's opened up. Skylar Roseman has become available. He's a 77 overall receiver. Close to an upgrade as well. I actually like our offensive line depth, but you never hope you need it for extended periods of time. Left guard and center are out. And things look different when you plug in Deontay Mallard instead of Tyrell Matthews. Riley Byrd got his first career INT. We'll give him a hybrid upgrade. Maybe next time he's in man coverage, he'll be slightly more prepared. And we're going to see how much of this mess can be masked by Eddie Devlin. But if he doesn't play well, I mean, what hope is there? He can't have 3 pick games. It's a big spot now against the Ravens, hoping to avoid a 3-game losing streak, which would, I mean, we're already pretty deflated after what was a great week 1. And here's Isaiah York on the return. It's a good run back. Opening in the air, trying to beat the blitz. A little bit behind him. Fulcher, I don't know how he caught that. Isn't he supposed to be the guy that drops like the non-routine stuff? Back to pass, targeting Teddy Fitzsimmons. It was way high. Not able to get off to that start we need on the offense. Why don't we see what this defense looks like in its current composition? So Deontay Mallard is starting at corner. I see Jamar Chase. I am frightened. To the outside. Nice job against the run. Forcing them to go to their goal line personnel at the 4-yard line. Were we offsides? Pressure. Now we make the play. That is a sack they'll credit, I think, to Stecker. 3rd down and 6. Pressure again, wrapping him up. Nice stop there for Chad Jennings. Devlin, 2nd down, trying to beat the blitz. Can't get it downfield. 3rd down and 10. He might have him this time. Barnes on the catch. 1st down. Can we give Dunn some help, guys? I guess we're down a couple linemen. The early signs are not good for our running game this year. Back to pass. Cross, body, Barnes goes down. And now the short throw brought in by Bradford. You've got a Snowhawk touchdown. There we go. We score first. Baltimore is able to respond early in the 2nd. Big play. Who is that? Barnes for 28. A lot going his way as we take a sack. And looks like this drive is going to stall on us. Wow, and we missed a field goal. Another interception. Giving teams a lot of short fields off these turnovers. Here's the Snowhawks late in the first half. They are driving. And coming across, Barnes makes the catch. Here is Dunn cutting and finding the end zone. This game is tied. Intercepted, first play of a drive, ball at the 5-yard line. This is a problem. Eddie Devlin is tanking our offense in sim. Rarely is the ball safer when I'm in control. 2nd and 17, down 7. You've got him downfield, and it is underthrown and picked off. Could not protect him long enough. Incredible timing, too. I do see the comedic value of what just happened. Yeah, we're beat around that right edge. Could have saw it a little bit earlier, but I didn't. Baltimore with the inside give. 11 carries for -4 yards. We might be good at one thing. We weren't against Miami. We're making the Ravens more one-dimensional. Off-play action. Oh, he's off the mark. 3rd and 11. Byers again throws off the mark. Weber's going to go out. Make this an empty set. And the pass is out to Blaylock. 3 more interceptions in this game for Devlin. He had 12 last year. It wasn't like a huge problem like it's turning into now. Catch and run, Kevin Fulcher. Elijah Dunn is very hurt right now in terms of wear and tear, so Weber's going to get a lot of this 4th quarter for us. 3rd down, working. Oh my goodness, what a play. Kyle Hamilton. 3rd down. Man, I don't know why I threw it to Fulcher. Good coverage across the board. We turn it over. Jamar Chase making the catch. Ravens trying to put us away. Oh, you got to make the tackle. This is trouble. Ravens have a 1st down. Blitzing. What a catch, Jamar Chase. Unbelievable. Off the fake. That's open. What a throw. Touchdown, Baltimore. We are just not good enough right now. And that's it. 31-14. I think Devlin might have thrown one more interception as I sim to the end. But we are 1-3, and things feel pretty directionless at the moment. Week 1 was 10 years ago, it seems. 4 interceptions for Devlin. The defense hasn't gotten us many turnovers. We're just not doing enough. I don't know what the solution is right now. A new injury. Every week there's something, man. Jordan Rivera dislocated elbow. Some of these guys are going to come back in the near future, but this just feels like a team that is getting old and breaking down. And starting 1-3 doesn't have me feeling very good. Eddie Devlin's morale is tanking, but I mean, dude, you've thrown 8 interceptions already. Can you just chill? I guess we're going to see a lot more Earl Summers. We're going to give him an opportunity to see if he can make an impact after all. And prove me wrong. We're now starting a number of normal development starters because of who keeps falling. The Snowhawks are again shut out the first half in Chicago. It's 21-0. It just hurts that, like, this is such a pivotal year with the timetable of the team and how old the roster's getting, and with all these injuries, it's never been something we've really been able to overcome. We need those guys to come back. And right now, you wonder if that would even be enough. Caleb Williams, 3rd and 11 to the end zone. It is broken up. Azareye'h Thomas with a huge size mismatch there against Loveland. You're trying to say that was PI? Devlin's protecting the ball better in this game, but he's at 57 passing yards. So still nothing going right across this entire team. You'd think Devlin would be playing better. Like, we put all of our eggs into the basket of an 87 overall quarterback, and that's not a bad basket. Most teams want that basket. We'll trade multiple first-round picks to get it. Setting up the screen. Dunn is going to get to the outside. Cut it back to the 14. How about this look we've got here? And rolling. Parham. Touchdown. Montreal. We're going for 2. Teddy could not keep his feet in bounds. Chicago up by 18, facing 3rd and 4. I just haven't been able to find us many answers defensively. Like, usually it's just a good rush, and then things look good. You can call any play, and if a rush gets there in 2 seconds, it was a good play. Great call, coach. But I'm not getting much luck if we don't get that quick sack. Caleb Williams on 3rd and 10. Guess what? I called a great play. Miguel Ortiz gets the sack. They got themselves into this mess. I simulated us to a 3rd and 20. We're going to buy some time. We're just looking for Barnes. Down the field. Overthrown. Barnes snatches it around the 15. Now we're down to 6 minutes remaining. Second one through is Fulcher inside the 5. Oh, man. I can't believe how fast the pressure shows up sometimes. 3rd down and goal. Fulcher. Good hands. Touchdown, Snowhawks. Interception on our next drive. Another touchdown. There have been a lot of touchdown drives under 10 yards against us this season. I'm at a loss right now. 4 of them, as a matter of fact. Snowhawks go down again. Wow. What's happened? Where do we go? Who wants to take the wheel? Quarterbacks put together nearly perfect passer ratings against us. Caleb Williams is phenomenal. Elijah Dunn had negative yards rushing. This is not a team that inspires much hope in its current state. Nobody got hurt. That is an improvement. No injuries in week 5. But unfortunately, we've coming off that postseason appearance, that great week 1, and we're scoring only 18 points a game, giving up nearly 30. Statistically, Eddie Devlin is at 10 touchdowns and 9 interceptions. Elijah Dunn's at just 3.3 yards per carry. Denario Barnes is playing outstanding. He is Byron Buxton on the 2025 Minnesota Twins right now. Darnell Stecker and Miguel Ortiz are racking up sacks. We have 1 interception and no fumble recoveries. We have 1 takeaway in 5 games. I feel the need to shake some things up. Trevor Morgan's going to get some starts out at cornerback. We're going to play Tyquan Weber at running back. Mitchell Bergstrom is back healthy and starting again at center. Here is his latest agile upgrade. And we'll also give an upgrade to new receiver Skylar Roseman. Just a young player at a high overall. You're surprised to see be available. He has really good catch in traffic, spec catch. The release is nice. The further this season spirals out of control, the more you look to get a guy like this a chance. It's a nice little upgrade for him. We're going to give him the number 11. I think last episode, I had the mindset that, like, we need to hurry up and win a Super Bowl. Like, we need to make it work right now. And it was frustrating when things weren't going well. This season, like, I knew the state of the team. I laid it out in the intro, what I thought the story was coming into this year. And I know it's like a make or break season in a way. But I just wanted to go and be like, all right, let's just try to be a little bit more loose and see where it puts us. Like, let's just do our best. It's a hard series. Let's let things fall into place, however that is. And it hasn't fallen in place very well. I wanted to trust that the quarterback situation would improve, just everything in general, and Devlin has been a disappointment this season. How much of a chance is there of turning it around? Well, if we can win this game and get to our familiar 2-4, maybe. Nice play. This is like the most agonizing route to 2-4, though. If you win this game, you get the positivity of a week 1 win, 4 straight deflating losses, and then a win that could serve as false hope. Like, that is the most brutal stretch to get to 2-4. But we'll take it. I screwed that up. Let's jump back into a later drive. We're in the first still. And it is Blaylock, the target. That throw was awful. How much are they sending here, Minnesota? It's out. Got to get it to Bradford. The fans need this right now, and I need this. We're going under center with Carson break. First down. Wow, threw it way behind Fulcher there. I feel like I want to blame Devlin. Pass. Drilled it. Barnes inside the 5. Elijah Dunn gets the carry. This run game is a mess. Third down and goal, and Dunn's going to motion out. Out in space, he's got it, and that is a Snowhawk touchdown as they take the lead. Well, this has been one of our best defensive performances in a while. Vikings trail 10-6. Throwing over the middle, a nice ball coming from Jeff Cooper. As they brought Christian Ponders number 7 out of retirement, I see. It's a run inside. There's some space. Play action. Minnesota has a wide open man. Off his spot, rolling, wide open. How is somebody always alone? Through his hands, a mistake for Minnesota. Hoping to protect this lead now, 3rd and goal. Vikings throw a touchdown and grab the lead. The Vikings just kicked a field goal to go up 6 with 2:30 remaining. So here you go. An opportunity to improve to 2-4. Staring at us yet again. We're rolling. Got to get rid of this one here. Heavy pressure again. And the pass is out. Intercepted. We don't have it right now. And this season is turning into one of our worst. 173 yards passing, just 29 on the ground, a complete fall for the run offense that was 5th in the league last season. And now Deontay Mallard will join Tyrell Matthews on the injury report. Logan's still out for a short while. Jordan Rivera out for a short while. So we may actually be getting a little bit healthier, but we have now hit 1-5. There aren't many ways to clean this mess. We haven't scored more than 14 points in our last 4 games. A 76-yard touchdown is how we opened the game against Pittsburgh. We added a safety and then another touchdown. And this, well, an interception gives the Steelers the ball late, but this has been one of our best games of the year. Big touchdown still for the Steelers. But we come out on top 26-14. Now we're 2-5. Devlin, 2 touchdowns, 1 pick. Again, very low pass production. I can't really wrap my head around that. Great day for Tyquan Weber. Elijah Dunn went for 52. Where's this been? Seriously, where has this been? Do we get Connor Logan back? Is that really the key to our offense succeeding? Our left guard? We got some sacks today. Still barely have any takeaways. All right, so you played well that week. Got a win. Showed you're not going to go 1-16. But now against Arizona, things again aren't right. I think it'd be easier if the offense was at least playing to their potential behind Devlin. But that's clearly not reality. Another loss for Montreal to drop to 2-6. Our playoff seasons had us win 11 in 10 games. Very little chance of that happening again. Devlin, 206 yards, 2 touchdowns. Running game back to kind of weak efficiency in this matchup. Fulcher continues a pretty good year. Blaylock has definitely seen a huge fall in his production. Got some good sack production this week. Matthias got an INT. Yeah, the offense is a tricky one because we've changed so little. The offense has remained the same. The quarterback has gotten better. Our scheme fit percentage is really good. And now we've lost Mitchell Bergstrom again. His second injury of the year. So now we're down our starting center again and 2 of our top 3 corners. And teams are calling us to look at making trades for some of our stars. An interesting wrinkle to a series like this is that you could trade for anything, but you still can't like draft, or we keep the same limitations in place outside of trading players, and whatever you can get, you can get. But that would be for a future project. I think I am going to make a trade with one of our longtime veterans and an original Snowhawk in Matias Medrano. His pass rushing hasn't really been a big part of his game in a few years, and he's not really playing a lot anymore. The Chargers could use a D tackle. We'll trade him for a 4th round pick. And we're going to sign Cam Samuel off of the Bills practice squad. He is a nose tackle archetype, but he's a little undersized at 290 pounds. He's still strong enough, and he's a finesse rusher. So he's a little bit different than a lot of the nose tackle archetypes. He's an athletic finesse rusher with 73 block shed. I'd like to add him to the team. I'd also like to pick up Nate Clifford. I've been kind of keeping an eye on him, thinking he'll have at least 1 upgrade available. His ratings are just really good outside of like man and awareness. We can probably make it work though. I am going to release Emmett Barnes. I know I'm going to have to add a cornerback, but another veteran leaves the team. We just need someone else to play the position at this point, so Brett Long is our newest signing. And we're going to release Justice Pleasant. He's a good player, but he's about to be 28 years old, and I think our backup 3rd running back should be a little bit younger. I like to get some more snaps for receiver Skylar Roseman, and we might just need to play the young Teddy Fitzsimmons over Jeremy Blaylock. We're going to play Riley Byrd at safety and kind of accept what this year has become. Montreal is getting the better of a disappointing Patriots team this year that has been the worst scoring offense in football. They only managed 7 points as the Snowhawks win it 24-7. 153 yards passing for Eddie Devlin. Tyquan Weber got hurt. Devlin ran for 52 yards. Christian Clifton, 3 guys got 10 carries. I can't even celebrate that. Cole Bradford scored a touchdown. And defensively, with some of these changes, you've got 4 sacks from 4 players. Brett Long broke up a pass. He just showed up. Nate Clifford, too. Tyquan Weber dislocated his elbow and is going to miss the next 3 to 5 weeks. We should be getting healthier now at corner. Can you guys believe that no one's picked up Quentin Whiteside all year? his career may be over. Look what's happened here in Week 11. Blizzard conditions in Montreal. It's an early winter. And here we go. It is York on the return. The Snowhawks will try to win in the snow this week. What better way to open this game than to toss it out to Barnes and lose 6 yards? Yeah, this is not going great. Crossbody. Whoa, here we go. Done. First down. Teddy Fitzsimmons on the reception, getting a chance to perhaps work his way into a permanent starting role. Delonte Parham throwing it to the fullback here in the blizzard. That's why you stick around. This time we're going to go fake to the fullback, pitch it out. Here is Barnes, and now he's got some daylight. Running right. Here we go. Awkward cut, but a first down for Dunn. Heavy blitz, play action. It is Barnes, and I don't know where the goal line is. It's around there. He's at the 3. How far are we from the end zone? I think we're right there, right? Carson break. Didn't get it. Get back in there, Carson. Do it again. Break. Touchdown. Montreal scores on the opening possession. Oh no. The people's elbow from Carson break. Interception, Azarie Thomas. And another one. Azarie Thomas, a multi-interception game. And this is against a team that's won 2 rings in the series not long ago, with the best young quarterback in the league who also accounts for like 35% of his team's salary cap. We went over the Ramsey contract last episode. His cap hit this year, right in the ballpark of $100 million. The cap's like 330. Running right and getting the edge. Defense is hard. I was excited to play some defense in this episode, but I haven't really gotten many highlights to show y'all. Broken tackle, touchdown, Cleveland. And they will go for 2. And with it being successful now, they're only down 6. Third down. What was that route, Fitzsimmons? I'm expecting him to just sit it down right there. Ball's coming out. And he like slips out of the way. Pressure. Get him. Sacked. Miguel Ortiz. Now they're in a 3rd and 22. Ramsey is going to run and hit a pass for about 14 yards. As they set up a 47-yard field goal, I can barely see the uprights. Here's the kick, and it is good. Cleveland down 3, trying to get the ball back. What's Parham doing at running back? I've never seen that happen. Over the middle, and Bradford only got like 7, I think. So Cleveland has it again. They have Ramsey underneath. I'm going to experiment more when I'm playing defense of just keeping us in our base. Like, what if I just don't match personnel and play out of the base? I think I like some of the looks a little better. Ramsey, 3rd down. He can check it down easily, and we're inside 2 minutes. Browns have 1 timeout. Right into Brad Robinson, one of our new additions from the offseason. We're going to send Bird here on a blitz. Judkins picks him up. That's incomplete. 3rd down and 10. And here's a good catch and run set up. So they're at our 33. I know it's hard to see, where anything is right now. Cleveland keeping Ramsey clean. Thomas off his hands. They're sneaking in a run. And they'll call their last timeout due to injury. 4 on the rush. Ramsey wrapped up. That is a sack. And now we're going to call a timeout. I forgot they could kick a field goal here and be fine. And Cleveland's going to come back and tie this game with 52 left. Max Thomas handles the return. Here's a chance. Bending it back. He brings it out to the 47-yard line. So we do not need to go far to reach field goal range. Oh, Fitzsimmons off the tip, a 1st down. Coming across, Barnes. And that's field goal range right there. Setting up a screen. This is Christian Clifton. Nice little stiff arm. We're set up for a field goal that would win it. Josh Sanchez boots it through with 1 second remaining. And now we have to kick it deep. I can't kick an onside kick because we're winning. And that is going to do it. The Snowhawks improve to 4-6. We win the Blizzard game this year, 31-28 over the Cleveland Browns. That was a fun game, at least. Even if the rest of the season doesn't go well, I enjoyed that. 2 more picks for Devlin. Just cannot stop giving away the football. Fitzsimmons, 6 for 55. Solid day for him. Zaire Thomas, 2 picks. Earl Summers got 1. Coming out of the 1-5 start, the Snowhawks have now won 3 of 4. And there's still, I guess, a chance if we continue to stack wins. And next we'll get the Detroit Lions, who have a very strong defense this season. He's healthy, and now we can return Tyrell Matthews from injured reserve. We'll send Brett Long to the practice squad to make that roster spot available. So here's where the defense is now, getting healthier. Having won a few games lately, here's Riley Bird continuing to start and getting a 2 overall jump. 73 overall with an awareness boost. Here we are late in the game against Detroit, everybody. 14-10. Defense has come to play. And all we need to do is convert a 1st down to win. We come to the line with Carson break under center. There's a full yard to go. And he does not quite get there on this attempt. Do you try it again? Okay, maybe not. We actually didn't get any generous forward progress that time. But you know what we're going to do? Is let our running back Elijah Dunn end it instead. And with a 130-yard performance, it looks like the Snowhawks will continue to add victories. What is going on here? Why can't we just start a season normal? This team is so weird. We just won a game where Eddie Devlin had 77 yards passing. We threw it 12 times. Where are all the plays run? 12 snaps there. 23 here. This ain't adding up to a full game, guys. We had 246 yards of offense. How many plays could we have possibly run? 35 to their 50? That's the shortest game in history. So here you are now in a matchup against the 6-6 Bills. And at this stage, the Miami Dolphins lead the division at 7-4, and we are currently the 11th seed. The Titans at 6-5 hold the final wild cards, so we're not far out from fixing this season after all, especially if we keep beating division opponents. Here's Teddy Fitzsimmons, who is now 2 overall under his teacher, Jeremy Blaylock. Fitzsimmons has been the starting tight end as of late. We play a lot of multiple tight end sets, though, so it hasn't really hurt anything. Well, at 5-6, things look different. Miguel Ortiz gets a sack on the opening play. Unfortunately, we do end up giving up a first down. This Buffalo offense can be very dynamic. We saw that a year ago. What is that? 67 yards, Cole Bradford. And up 7-0. Here's Montreal at their own 20. Fitzsimmons and Blaylock on the field together, and we'll dump it to Roseman. Haven't really seen him. He's getting some snaps that would ordinarily go to Bradford and even Fulcher. But I wanted to get more of a look, and now like things are working, I'm afraid to change things back. This is Devlin handing done. He's up to the 44. Rolling and throwing. Here's Bradford. Cut back and running away to the 40-yard line. Go to our 11 personnel this time. Oh, what a ball to Roseman. Really just hoping that one would work out for us. And now getting to the edge. Done to the 10-5. Touchdown. Montreal up big early on. What a rally this team is pulling off. And the defense is showing some more fight now. It's way more fun when they're clicking all over the running game. So I'm kind of experimenting here. Like, I like our linebackers a lot. I like our defensive line. I'm willing to go one less DB than I usually do. I usually match corners to receivers. And right now my experiment is kind of going one fewer. Playing a lot of zone coverage anyway, so we're not going to be in a lot of like man-to-man situations where it's going to hurt us. Just trying to do something different. Good protection. Caught. Jackson makes the tackle. Running right around the edge to the 20. First down, Bills. On 2nd and 10, there's a little pressure. Got to bring down the running back. Just keep him out of the end zone, and we're playing some pretty good offense on the other side of it now. If we can find some answers defensively down the stretch, it'll make all the difference. Here is a throw up top. Matthews is there. Ripped it out at the end. It's incomplete. And Montreal up 11 takes over. And here we are with a chance to maybe add on a little bit more. This is Barnes. We'll spend a timeout. Back to pass. Get it over his head. And there is Barnes. On the high throw, we have it to the 12. We can smell the end zone. We'll get one chance here, it looks like. End zone, Fitzsimmons pulls it down. Teddy touchdown. And the Snowhawks extend their lead on the Buffalo Bills. Look at that ball from Eddie. Fitzsimmons, that's the type of play you got to make if you're going to succeed, Jeremy Blaylock. So impressed with our offense here today. Continuing to drive on Buffalo. I couldn't give him an ideal hot route. All right, pass interference will work. Fitzsimmons draws it. Carson break is in the game. From the 1. Break. Maybe got a little closer. He's fresh, man. This is all he does. Carson break. Denied again. All right, 3rd and goal. Break. Fake. No, couldn't get there. Guys, I think I can handle this one. I think we can do it. Yes. What a dominant showing. Very happy with how this team is playing today. I am doing the craziest thing of all time. I have set up Josh Sanchez for a 73-yard record-setting field goal because I wanted one more rep with the silly meter here in Buffalo. Josh Sanchez! Oh, he might even have 73 in him. Honestly. He might. How far was that? The angle can be deceiving. I did miss accuracy-wise. Okay. Yeah, we're short. But, like, is 68, 69 in the cards? We just blew out the Buffalo Bills 27-3. And we have gotten hot after a horrendous start to the year. The defense is playing some of the best football they have all season. Devlin is getting more production. Our running game is actually succeeding. Is there a curse over us the first 8 weeks of the year? It's a legitimate question. Why did the season start like this? Ortiz 2 sacks, Stecker 2 sacks, Bird a pick. Bird's got 2. We got a safety named Bird who plays for the Snowhawks. I can't believe Elijah Dunn is getting to an 87 overall as a normal dev running back. I think you could get even higher, honestly. Not much, but that's incredible. I don't know if this is going to end up being enough, but we are officially back in the hunt at 6-6. Miami leads this division. We have to win. We're currently the 8th seed in the AFC. Let me give you a stat update. Here's where we are. Eddie Devlin, 19 touchdowns, 15 picks. The totality isn't pretty. But recently, it's a little better. I'm not going to tell you it's been great. It's a little better. We're running the football with Elijah Dunn, 676 yards. The averages have definitely climbed over the course of the year. Denario Barnes had 5 touchdowns first 2 games of the year, and he's now at 7. Cole Bradford is close to his production. Fulcher's doing a pretty good job. Blaylock, 233 yards. Fitzsimmons, 98. On defense, we're starting to get some turnovers. Riley Bird has 2 interceptions. We have 6 as a defense. Stecker, 11 sacks. We're getting production there. And you start to see light at the end of the tunnel with this team. We no longer have anybody on the injury report. Taking on the Miami Dolphins this week. Montreal can really shake up the AFC East. We had a blizzard back in week 11, and now guess what, guys? It's a beautiful day. Snowhawks driving downfield. Bradford has it. Zip past him. Teddy Fitzsimmons motioning out. And the pass is broken up for Skylar Roseman. We match Miami's opening field goal. And we're tied. There's something a little more intriguing about calling these 2 tight end sets when you've got Blaylock playing as the 2, which right now we have 3 tight ends in the game. Channeling our Sean McVay right now. You know, one of the things that really makes him one of the best offensive minds in the game is the fact that he's been able to develop very different looking offenses. You know, 11 personnel wasn't like invented by him or anything, but playing 3 receivers constantly and making that work, you know, that was the McVay offense. And then he shifts to more of a 13 personnel, playing all these tight ends, all these snaps. And the constant is winning. What does that have to do with us? Absolutely nothing. But I don't mind playing a little bit more 2 tight end, 3 tight end. We do go to our 13 here on this first down. And I trust you. Intercepted. I wanted to throw it high to Fitzsimmons, and he didn't go for the ball. Miami football. That's off the mark from Robertson. We didn't play good defense against this team back in week 1, or whatever it was, early in the season. Got Javier Villa back even. They're empty now on 2nd and 10. Robertson over the middle. The cover 2 is not working as well today as teams are just doing that. Every time I call cover 2, they make sure somebody is 6 yards over the middle. Hello. That's a loss of 3. Stecker on the TFL. Jamming the receivers. The camera made me think it was a double pass. I'm not sure if it wasn't. Yeah, that was something. Don't let Stalker beat us today. Jeff Stalker. 3rd and 12. Robertson deep and broken up. Beautifully played. They picked off the pass. Eddie Devlin just threw a pick 6 to Greg Rousseau. Not good, Eddie. But big plays. Got Barnes for 20. Met with 3rd and 14. And we get it. I can't believe this drive here. Off the pick 6, we go down and somehow tie the game. Big play. Devlin's starting to throw for some yardage. If you're going to throw some interceptions, you better get yards. We're going to get Don outside where he loses a few. This week hasn't been friendly to the rushing attack. But let's not panic and just spread the field out. Let's play 2 tight ends and see how they defend it. Barnes on the drag. How about a first? Rolling. Open. That a jump throw. Roseman. Touchdown. His 2nd. Sure seems like we got something here in Skylar Roseman. I need to see that technique again from Eddie Devlin. I'm pretty sure they don't teach you this one in quarterback school. Just simply leaps off of his left foot and throws a dime. After a missed field goal, here are our Snowhawks again. I'm getting real comfortable with some of this 2 tight end action. In field goal range. We're going to get Blaylock moving right to left. And here's a quick one for Roseman. We're back to pass. No one's open. Devlin calls his own number. Slide next time. Carson break in the game as we're at the 1. And Break is going to dive ahead. He's got a touchdown. 2-score lead. And he hits the 298-pound gritty. Imagine you go to me in January, before this series had even started, and say, 3 months from now, you're going to have a team of undrafted free agents and a 300-pound quarterback hitting the gritty. We jump ahead into the 4th quarter. Miami has cut the lead back to 1 score. And with 4:42 remaining, here we go. We lead. I need to stop Mike Robertson. It's an inside give. Look who's there. Matthias and Stecker. Extra man on the blitz. Pressure on Robertson. He stepped out. I don't like the Dolphins. In this series, I can't stand them. 3rd down and 6. Here we come. Passes caught. 1st down, Dolphins. In general, though, I got nothing against the Miami Dolphins. But in this series, they make me angry. Here's a run ahead. They'll get 4. Robertson off play action is off the mark. We're showing blitz. Who's coming? Who's dropping? We bluff. Robertson got him. Caught near the 20. Jeff Stalker's trying to ruin our day here. We're doing a little bit better against Willie Reed this time around. Up the middle, Reed broke a tackle, make it 2. And we've hit the 2-minute warning. I've played almost no man coverage today. We're going to on this snap as they run it to the edge. Hello, the play is made. Let's go. Jermaine Richards on the stop. The tight end couldn't block him. Villa in the game should be pretty fresh. It's 4th and 3. Robertson to the end zone, and Matthews breaks it up. Turnover on downs. They tried to go to the stock market once again. Matthews, just play the receiver. Don't let him come up with that. The last 2 years have been more refreshing in those contested spots. 1st down here would end the game. If it happened on 2nd down, because now they can stop the clock just 2 more times. And we got Delonte Parham in the game. Teddy Fitzsimmons as well. And it's going to come down to 3rd and 2. Oh, they changed my depth chart. All right, I'm going to call a timeout because I have to fix something. They love doing this to the specialist depth chart. They don't touch all the other stuff, but like when injuries happen, they like to change my gadget player. Can you believe Barnes isn't the highest rated gadget player on this team? 1st down ends it. Barnes in the backfield, motions out. It's a screen. Barnes with a juke. He's got it. Denario Barnes with the game winner. And from the depths of 1 and 5, the Montreal Snowhawks have made it to 7 and 6. How did we get here? The vibes have taken a massive 180. This team needs to stop doing this, though. How do we continue to start so poorly and then create this hope? Two touchdowns and 2 picks for Eddie Devlin. We did a better job against Willie Reed. Barnes, 8 catches, 90 yards. Skylar Roseman, 2 scores. And the defense is starting to make plays every now and then. We lost Matthew Pearman off our practice squad. There goes our developmental center. And now we'll match up with the 8 and 5 Jacksonville Jaguars. At this point, Montreal is still out of the postseason, and Jacksonville's the 7 seed. This is a very pivotal game. Here's an edge rusher that's available on the Rams practice squad. I'm still keeping an eye on things. I'm kind of interested in Nick Sanchez. We're going to bring him in. He's a star dev, 3rd-year pass rusher. We'll have to open up a spot for him. We're going to move J.J. Parrish back to the practice squad. He's my experimental player who should still be on the practice squad, realistically. What's the weather this time, guys? We've played in the blizzard already, and now we've got some rain as we take on the current 7 seed. Can the Snowhawks stay hot? Touchdown, Skylar Roseman. He's been one of the fun stories of this team. When I was setting things up for us to just pack it in and develop for the year, I was, again, thinking about doing multiple seasons in this video. I went through some games quickly. Of course, I'm looking to see if anything changes. Knocked away by Hugh Jackson on 4th down. We're just making all the plays we didn't earlier. That's all there is to it, guys. Just play better. Back to pass. Get it out. There's Barnes. See, I wonder if when we get back to the postseason again one day, this is hypothetical, it's no guarantee, but maybe we play a lot more 2 tight end. And maybe it's just the style of play that we got to lean into. Now, scoring in the postseason hasn't really been our problem. It's been defending the opposition from scoring. Over the middle. Roseman holds on. Have we found the successor to Kevin Fulcher? Well, check this out. Barnes in motion. This is going to be nasty. Oh, they got us. So we'll go to a 3-receiver set now on 3rd down and 18. Roseman holds on. The ball ends up on the ground. We'll see if this is reversed. And no, that is going to stand. So we do not add on here before the half. So now in the second half, Jacksonville's trying to get their first points of the game. We're going to stuff the run. Maybe when we go to the postseason again, eventually we play a little bit more base defense, try to keep the running game from hurting us. This is a run inside. Okay, there's a lot of space. Oh boy. Touchdown, Jacksonville. Touchdown. 66 yards, Elijah Dunn. Home run hitter. Snowhawks with possession. But this is the 3rd down. Kevin Fulcher is in the game. And throwing over the middle. What a route and catch by Teddy Fitzsimmons. So we've got a couple new pass catchers emerging in this episode with him and Skylar Roseman. He has a couple huge highlights today. And now Roseman with a good catch. Oh no. Dunn just grabbing at his wrist after that huge hit. Back to pass. Looking for Blaylock. He cannot hold on. It's 4th down. Might not get more of Elijah Dunn this week. Jacksonville takes over. 14-7. Sweeping, but fairly well defended. The defense closed strong last year after disappointing, and they're doing the exact same thing this season. Getting in the face of these receivers quite often. It's a run up the middle. Defended well. Back to pass. Baptiste. Caught by Travis Hunter. He broke a tackle and a touchdown. Tyrell Matthews couldn't make the play that time. And Jacksonville will tie things at 14. Snowhawks driving. Dunn appears back in the game, doing it all for us too. Under 7 minutes to go. Devlin. Play action. They're just all over those. 2nd down. No way. Where'd you even come from? 3rd down. Fitzsimmons off his hands. 59-yard field goal try. They're not even taking it seriously. Josh Sanchez just gave us the lead. Jacksonville down 3 with under 4 minutes to go. Here's a run. Bird misses a tackle. It is a 1st down. They'll run again to the right. Missed tackle Matthias, but cleaned up. This is a run inside. Matthias latches on. Jacksonville spreads the field. This is 3rd and 3. We send 4. He reaches, and a generous spot there is going to be a first down. Sweeping and getting to the edge. Here's trouble as the Jaguars run themselves into field goal range. 2nd and 10, over the middle and off the hands of Matthias, nearly intercepted. 3rd and 10. Trying to stop the Jaguars in their tracks. Baptiste is going up top. Matthews is there, and it's caught again. Travis Hunter, touchdown. And that's 2 times Matthews has been matched up and has not been able to stop him. Max Thomas now on the kick return. And just making it across the 25. We now need to go get a touchdown. A gotta have it moment. This might be a playoff game right now. Jacksonville's the current 7 seed. We are the 8. Back to pass. And going short for Fulcher. We don't get much. Back to pass. Devlin's going deep. He wants Fulcher, and it's knocked away. I thought we had the step there that we needed. Just not enough time, and it's 4th and 6. Such a huge spot now on 4th down. Gotta have it. Looking for Fitzsimmons, the rookie tight end, has it. Or actually, I don't think Fitzsimmons is a rookie, but he's a first-year Snowhawk. And he just made a huge catch. Wow, Blaylock just took his spot. And trying to avoid the pressure, thankfully. That is a forward pass. We're going to set up a screen. Dude. Always have someone to take away a play like that. 3rd down and 12. We get it in the hands of Barnes. An angle out, stopping the clock. Out quick again for Barnes. We'll spend a timeout with 39 seconds left. 2nd and 1. They're going to Barnes again and again. We call our final timeout. Got to put this in the end zone. With 28 seconds to go. To the outside. Caught! Fitzsimmons at the 1. What a grab by Teddy. Montreal scrambling up. 15 seconds left. Looking for the touchdown. Caught by Barnes. Go. Wait. No. Are you serious? He was in. No. Denario Barnes was in. You cannot be serious right now that we lose off of that. Everything scrambling. And we go to Barnes. He's right there. Catches it. He's 2 yards into the end zone. Unbelievable. He caught it, right? He has it the whole way through. Oh my God, it's the worst call ever. Montreal screw job part 2. I cannot believe it. Guys, we won the game. We won it. You cannot be serious right now. That is a touchdown. This was marked short of the end zone. How could I have gotten it reviewed? I called a play. I am absolutely dumbfounded right now. We won that game. I can't even process that. Are you kidding me? We were robbed. We had this. We won the game. How many times do I have to watch this before they overturn it? It's not too late. It was the last snap. You can still do the right thing and overturn the call. I can't believe it. The most controversial play in Snowhawks football just cost us in one of the most important games of the year. The Bills are 6-8. They are in free fall. The Dolphins are 8-6. The current 7 seeds Jacksonville at 9-5, who owns a tiebreaker over us. I think we have to win the division. Nick Sanchez showed up a little bit ago. He got his second upgrade already. I can't believe it, guys. I'm going to be thinking about that for a long time if we don't make the playoffs this year. We have to win the division, or the Jaguars would have to, lose out. The road to 10 victories still is out there for us. But we have to sweep Buffalo. We have to get some help. But if we can keep playing the way we have lately, man. Oh, big touchdown. So a 17-17 game into half. 48-yard score, Cole Bradford. Touchdown! Bradford 73! All right, this could be one of the best games of a receiver in team history. Running this with Dunn. First down. Eddie Devlin has 4 touchdowns this week. He's doing it again. He wasn't getting those 4 touchdown games until the final weeks a year ago. Bradford in the game as we drop back. And we got him downfield. Heave it up there. Roseman on the catch. Bang! Skylar Roseman. We got Riley Bird. Skylar Roseman. Perfect fits for this team, guys. Fitzsimmons! Touchdown! Jacksonville, you better hope you do not see us again this season. Oh, I'm fired up today, guys. Dump this one to Dunn. We're letting it rip right now. Eddie Money's got 5 touchdowns. Give me that. Skylar Roseman. Devlin gives to Dunn. Almost shook loose. Give me that. Bradford's open. What a catch. Let's have one of the best days in team history. Cole Bradford to the outside, makes a move upfield. You have the heartbreaking loss to Jacksonville, and look how we respond. Look at this team right now. Oh, man, I was feeling it. 2nd and 10. Dumped off. Barnes. 6 touchdowns for Eddie Devlin. 1 away from tying the NFL record. Give me that ball. It's a turnover on downs. Short field. Devlin. Roseman on the catch inside the 20. Back to pass. Sitting it down is Barnes. Looking for Fitzsimmons, and that is number 7! Touchdown, Montreal! History made by Eddie Devlin. 1 week after his team was screwed out of a win, he has thrown 7 touchdown passes to tie an NFL record. Buffalo football. It's 4th and 10, and they're going for it. Thurmond, pressured, lobs it up over Matthews, who bats it out of his hands. Turnover on downs. Oh my, guys. Back to pass, Devlin for Dunn with 7 minutes on the clock. Back to pass, Bradford, 5, touchdown! That's 8! Never been done before! Oh my God, the last 2 weeks of Snowhawk football. This episode has gone from 0 to 100 in ways we've never seen. I've never even seen that graphic before. I've never seen that. And I know when you break a record, you get a boost in your progression history. You'll see it. I wanted the record. It belongs to Eddie Devlin. I've never seen that graphic before. Eddie Devlin just broke a record that has been standing for a long time. Sid Luckman in 1943 threw 7 touchdown passes. It's been equaled by Peyton Manning, Nick Foles in 2013, Drew Brees in 2015. Are you telling me they're risking going 3 and out again? They're going to punt it. Give me the ball, McVay. It's 59 to 17. This is the craziest video of all time. Back to pass. And going deep for Barnes now. And that is off his fingertips. Impossible. Down the middle. I had him. Man, it was too good to be true, I thought. We failed on that drive. One of the greatest passing performances of all time is right here with Eddie Devlin. Man, we were a tackle away. Throwing for Barnes. Oh my. That was a 4th down. I'm just going for it at this point. This is exactly what the team needed this week. As we look to the end zone for Fitzsimmons. How about 9 passing touchdowns in 1 game? We don't just break the record, we add on to it. And Montreal now leads 66 to 17. It ain't personal, Buffalo, not with y'all. Does Sean McVay shake his hand here? The game is over. Leon Daniels just ran up the score in defiance of the league after last game, ruining what could have been a great win against the Jaguars. Eddie Devlin throws 9 touchdowns in 1 game. I can't believe that. I mean, Bradford had those big touchdowns early, and I jump in and I'm like, I want to get Bradford a record or something. And then it turns out Eddie Devlin throws 9 passing touchdowns in 1 game. I gotta take a picture. 4 to Teddy Fitzsimmons, 4 to Cole Bradford. A 4 tight end touchdown day. That is incredible. I think we found our future tight end. And he's creating some wicked separation on some of these plays, too. 2 interceptions in 1 game. Is that the first time we've done that all year? If nothing else happens in this season to go our way, that right there was worth quite a bit to me. So Eddie Devlin, breaking that record, gets 2,000 XP. I don't know if they actually awarded it twice, but it was good for his legacy and his morale. Man, Eddie Devlin might have just turned the corner, might have had the biggest day of his career right there. I can't believe that happened. 9 passing touchdowns. If you're wondering the settings I play on in this series, by the way, it's been I think a pretty tough all Madden set the entire way. I haven't edited the sliders now in a couple years. Pretty happy with where things are overall. I just enjoy playing. Having a pretty good time with this series. This episode, I can't even put it into words. So I'll just keep repeating myself and having these long run-on sentences to try and describe it. All right, so what do we need to do? These last 2 weeks, Eddie Devlin had a 9-touchdown game. We were 1-5. I was prepared for year 10. And right now, we are still a game behind the Miami Dolphins. Jacksonville moves into the 6th seed. Baltimore is the 7 at 10-5. Did we play Baltimore? That feels familiar. Yeah, we did and lost. So I don't think we can really get in without winning the division. So division record-wise, we are 4-2 and the Dolphins are 5-1. I don't know if we can get in without them losing their last 2 and us winning our last 2. We win both Player of the Week awards. This feels like one of the biggest moments on the channel in a while. When you put the Jaguars game on and then you see how we follow it up. And I just abandon everything that this channel is about and start going forward on 4th down and just trying to run up the score. But tell me that wasn't the right thing to do. Here's an upgrade for Riley Bird, who I think has been able to make the most of this opportunity he's run into. Devlin now has 31 touchdowns and 17 interceptions. Going into the previous game, that means he had 22 touchdowns and 17 picks. That's just funny. Let's go check on the Eagles quick. Yeah, Wilbon ain't playing. Not unless there's an injury. All right, Green Bay. Whoever's beating Miami, take him down for us. Welcome to Week 17 against Green Bay. Very slow start this week for Montreal as we have gone down 13-0. Why don't we jump into this possession? Are you kidding me, Teddy? Teddy Fitzsimmons. Here's Devlin, and Barnes makes the catch. And now going deep, he might have him. It is Denorio Barnes over the top. Touchdown, Snowhawks. Man, the way we're playing right now. Why did we have to start the season the way we did? No, Green Bay just hit a 75-yarder. That's trouble. And we're now going to the 4th quarter. Eddie Devlin completes to Skylar Roseman. What a move. He's to the 10. Roseman hits the Jets. And it's a 42-yard catch and run. And as Weber puts this in the end zone, there's a lot of time on the clock still here in Montreal. Green Bay, that is trouble. Loss of 4. Speaking of 4, check out the number on their quarterback. No more retired numbers. 2nd down and 14. Here's a pass that'll get them a chunk back. And here is 3rd down. Green Bay, incomplete. Matthews covering. Oh, Eddie Devlin, he's here in the zone now. How about this? And the pass is in there. Barnes stays on his feet and is taken down at the 43. Is this team not so much fun to watch right now? Because I'm having a blast playing this. Clifton, he almost, I thought he was staying on his feet through that. Man, the energy here. Oh, it's so much better. to the outside, and that is looking for Fitzsimmons. Teddy to the 6. Oh, they want to challenge it. And the call is going to stand. Green Bay just lost the timeout.
Okay, ready?
And we'll now go to the 6-yard line. Boot left. Oh, boy. Be careful. 2 tight ends on for Montreal. Blaylock down to the 1. From inside the 1, Carson Brake is in the game. And Brake didn't get it. He did not put it in the end zone. And Green Bay has it. Inside their own 1. Gotta throw. Gotta tackle him, man. That's close to a 99-yard touchdown to Matthew Golden. Didn't realize it was Thomas on him. All right, Green Bay now 3rd and 2. And a good catch. Play action, Green Bay. Good throw, and Golden has it. 4 minutes and change remaining. That's wide open. And into field goal range go the Packers. They stopped the Carson Brake play, and from the 1, they're putting together a great possession. That's a TFL for Rivera. 3rd and 9. Green Bay throwing. And man, they are just on point with everything this possession. It's going to take a miracle here. 2 minutes to go in the game. Green Bay running. They'll take it to the 5. Another run. Robinson, the first to meet the ball carrier. This is going to be a pass. Have we seen an interception today from our defense? On the 3rd down screen, angling out. Green Bay's got a touchdown. What a call. What a drive. 99 yards. Just a perfect drive all around from Green Bay. They didn't make a single mistake. The throw is to Fulcher. But we need 2 touchdowns. Good coverage downfield. Devlin's going to take off then. And get us to the 29. And the pass is caught by Roseman. So now you got 51 to play. And now we dump it to Weber, and he's going to get out. The pass is caught by Fulcher. Touchdown, Montreal. I'm really enjoying playing with this team right now. I've gotten comfortable in this session. I bought in emotionally. I can't believe this season might be over without going to the postseason. But you can't start the way we did and expect much else. A miracle would be required right here. Josh Sanchez, the veteran kicker. Man, that was a pretty good onside kick try. Green Bay earned this win. Jacksonville, no, they did not. They stopped the sneak and had a 99-yard touchdown drive. I think the sneak was the right call. We were inside the 1. 26-21, Packers win. I think that knocks us out of the postseason, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, great day for Lucas Booth. Not a great day for our defense. Our final game is against the Cincinnati Bengals, who are front runners at 12-4. And the Miami Dolphins are 9-7. It looks like they did lose. But we're now the 9 seed. The 7 is wrapped up. Denver's clinched. I mean, we don't have a tiebreaker advantage over Miami, so that's all but done. Having lost that first game and then splitting. They only lost one division game this year. I've been trying to get contracts set up for next season. Jeremy Blaylock, I don't think I want to sign to a 3-year deal, so I've been trying to do something with a 2. And he takes it. 2-year deal. I still think even if he regresses, like, we have something with the 2 tight end sets that is different and fun. And Fitzsimmons has taken full advantage of the chance this year. With 1 game remaining, here are the stats as Eddie Devlin has already passed 3,500 yards. Elijah Dunn could go for 1,000 yards on the ground still. We have Denario Barnes at 900 yards exactly. Bradford 826, Fulcher 446, Skylar Roseman doing a good job. Teddy Fitzsimmons 5 touchdowns. 2 players with 12 sacks, Stecker and Ortiz. I know we need some new excitement in the secondary for sure. It's just the same story, man. Cornerback is one of the weaker positions for us to try and attack the way we have to attack it. And we got lucky with Matthews. With those guys getting older, I don't like thinking about like what it's probably going to look like afterwards. Might be our final game in Season 9 with the Snowhawks. A year that opened with massive disappointment, turned into one of the most exciting roller coasters, but ultimately appears headed for no playoffs this year. And the disappointing conclusion. When we were 1-5, it wasn't that much fun. But man, things got pretty exciting there for a while. And I'll take that because I really enjoyed that. The offense playing well. I think it helps when there's like some new players that we can get excited about. Fitzsimmons and Roseman are not high dev players, but they were able to do a lot today. Yeah, that's a hit on Devlin. It's picked off. Going to be 6 the other way. No. I started to feel like the way things were going, if we got into the postseason, like this was a fun team to try to make a run with. Here's Barnes. I want to make sure we get him to 1,000 today. Hit that milestone. Looking to throw. Devlin hooks up with Weber now. Stepping up, throwing downfield. What a grab. It is Teddy Fitzsimmons on the touchdown catch. Number 6 for him. Nice move there. Roseman can get some yards after the catch. He fits this offense really well. We got Carson Brake in the game for a sneak attempt. And he sneaks ahead for a first down. Play action. And downfield, he may have him and overthrew Cole Bradford. Here's Devlin throwing a strike that Bradford almost fell down catching. The pass is out, broken up for Barnes. I think we'll punt. And now we get it from the 4. I have no idea what Barnes is at. I just know I'll be throwing his way a lot to try and get us one more win. Dunn's at 970. I don't think he gets to 1,000 rushing. Let's get Barnes in motion here. As he comes across, it'll be a short gain. They play some tight coverage. And he needs 51 still. I know of a few ways to get there. Back to pass. Might have him. Barnes separating and makes the catch. Mr. 1000 again. Denario Barnes to the end zone. Montreal takes the lead. Trying to spoil the Bengals week 18. Down below we see Green Bay is trailing the Dolphins by 3. I still don't think there's any way for us into the postseason. I'm hoping I just overlooked something and there is actually a chance. Bengals 2nd down and 8. Oh boy, that's tight. With 4 and change remaining. Pass is off the mark. An accurate ball wouldn't have mattered. So we did get Barnes to 1,000, and as we get the ball back now, we want to run the ball. Could we get Elijah Dunn to 1,000 yards? He needs like 30 or 31. Barnes might have something to say about that. Good return. Haven't really used Barnes as a running back today, and it was the last thing on my mind when we were like struggling. Holy cow. But I like the way I've called the offense as the season has progressed and everything. Found a way to be productive, going a bit pass heavy at times. Found some success in the 2 tight end. Like having a tight end too that can legitimately catch is kind of a fun wrinkle. When you got 2 guys that can both get open one-on-one. It's just a little bit different than what I'm used to. 16 yards away for Elijah Dunn. On 2nd down, we're going to dump this one to Roseman. And they're ready. So now a 1st down could get us pretty close to the end. And here is Devlin. Blaylock makes a fantastic catch. And it's 4th down. Let me get to the line and see how close this one is. So, okay, a field goal is also in play, but it's that close if I sneak it. And if I sneak it, we win. If I kick a field goal, I don't win yet. Carson break. You just need a little bit of forward momentum, my man. 1st down. And that is going to do it. Montreal will take care of the Cincinnati Bengals. And they have finished the regular season 9-8. So now you look back at the controversial ending against the Jaguars and say, there's our 10th win. There is our key to the postseason. Of course, beating Green Bay. Could have ended up being a difference maker. We'll see how their game goes. You know, if the Dolphins win, if Packers beat the Dolphins, then it's, you know, a spot where one more win would have given us the division. We closed 9-8. Winning record. After a 1-5 start. Pretty impressive. Ended up putting on a bit of a show. Found some success throwing downfield too today. Like I thought some progress was made. Teddy Fitzsimmons, Denario Barnes. Couldn't give you much for defensive highlights though. We got some pass breakups. I don't think I got us a single turnover in my play on defense today. I'm just hoping I sim forward and there's a tiebreaker that I was wrong about and they give us a game. But let's advance. At 9-8, the Montreal Snowhawks will not have any more football to play this season. Our year has come to an end. The Dolphins take the division at 9-8. Absolutely sickening. The Jaguars end up winning the division down in the AFC South. And the 7-seeded team at 11 wins. If we had found a way to beat Green Bay, none of that would have mattered. How do we not start 1-5? How do we not start 2-4? Why can't we start 4-2? When we try again, Eddie Devlin is going to be a 91 overall quarterback who broke the record for touchdown passes in a single game. the accuracy is off the charts. Denver, just do us one favor. Thank you. I appreciate that. 26-9. The Jaguars' season is over, just like ours. All right, let's break down our stats then, now that the dust has settled. MVP is Nolan Hardesty. Coach of the Year is Mike McDaniel. Offensive Player of the Year, Demetrius Klein with the Bills. Defensive Player of the Year is Will Anderson. Miguel Ortiz was number 2. Offensive Rookie of the Year, Dave Garner. Defensive Rookie of the Year, J.J. Amell. The Snowhawks take home any awards? Second place is best we can do. 35 touchdowns, 19 picks for Eddie Devlin in one of the strangest seasons we'll ever see on the channel. Closed pretty strong, but it's just, I can't stop talking about us getting off to slow starts, being 2-6, and still being that close to a postseason berth. And it's like, when I'm playing these games later in the year, I can feel the difference. It's easier. It's just easier. Elijah Dunn doesn't get to 1,000 yards this season, unfortunately. Carson Brake, 13 carries, 9 yards, 3 touchdowns. Denario Barnes, 1,041 yards, 10 scores. Good year for Cole Bradford, Kevin Fulcher, Skylar Roseman. So Skylar Roseman now is going to be a player we continue to get looks at and maybe turn into a wide receiver 2 full-time next year. We'll see. Bradford probably should have been getting those snaps, but things were just playing so well, I didn't want to make changes. I think we're going to keep the tight ends the same, though. Teddy Fitzsimmons is the number 1. We give him the chance, maybe him or Roseman gets the chance to do training camp and get a boost. I like Teddy Fitzsimmons a lot. In the last 4 games, he had at least 50 yards in all of them. Signs are very good with him. On defense, Matias led us in tackles. Stecker, more sacks than Miguel Ortiz. And then by the end of the year, we had a few more interceptions, but it's still not a strength of this team. No Pro Bowl for Eddie Devlin this season. Delonte Parham is in. Jeff Stalker is in. Darnell Stecker is a Pro Bowler. Miguel Ortiz and Chad Jennings. 3 D linemen, Nick Matias. And the Baltimore Ravens have won the Super Bowl after season 9. Here's your recent Super Bowl history. AFC just dominating here for a long stretch. What a year. The check on retirements. Now, there is a bit of drama here regarding our Snowhawks. The roster's getting older. Maybe not like to retirement age in many cases. But you still got to take a look. And no one for us retires. Miguel Portillo has retired. And let's take a look at our dev traits. With the offense, Barnes has superstar. Blaylock is down to star. Otherwise, everything seems the way it was left. I want to see Blaylock's regression here. So he's an 81. And he did regress 22 overall points from all of his attributes. But should still be a solid tight end too. And on defense, Tyrell Matthews has X Factor. Zaire Thomas, superstar. Jordan Rivera is down to star. Nick Matias is back to X Factor. Stecker has star. He's been there. Chad Jennings holds his superstar. And that appears to be our experience going through season 9 with Montreal. That was a wild ride. I felt good going into the episode today. Week 1 was great. And then we struggle. I start to think about year 10. just in time for the team to again go on that run. We gave it a pretty good shot in the end. You know, it was going to be very difficult to pull it off, but Eddie Devlin gave us one of the most historic games on the channel. We had some fun wins and some fun moments down the stretch, but we fall short. And now, what do you think about this team going into the 10th season? You know, you check out regression. Tyrell Matthews barely regressing. Barely. What about Josh Sanchez, that kicker regression? He seems fine. He's still got 98 kick power. Zaire Thomas, if we could get some better corners on the team, I would debate letting him finish his career at safety. And that might just be an interesting thing to do anyway, because he has a great skill set where he could maybe man up on the tight ends better than other safeties. He still has good zone coverage, good awareness, play recognition. Like, if we let him play more safety, could he close on some balls? And could we handle losing him at cornerback in that case? It's worth considering next year. Now, the skills that got worse weren't his athleticism, really. So that's a plus. We could keep him at corner, but I'm interested in maybe the transition to safety. Chad Jennings is now 30. Fulcher 29 and unsigned going into next season. We'll see if we bring him back. He's a great player, but he wants like a multi-year deal, so I couldn't get him under contract. And now we got Roseman, Bradford, and I don't want, 29-year-old backups in too many roles. Jordan Rivera seems to have taken a big hit, yeah. Still think he can be a starter, but not an impact guy like he once was. Not the same way. What do you guys think? I do plan to do a 10th season. Do I know how long this series will go? I don't really. But we're going to make it 10 years. We're going to see what happens next season. We're going to hope that we can make some better additions to the roster because, man, the draft did not help us much this year. The most exciting additions we have were not rookies. Teddy Fitzsimmons and Skylar Roseman just happened to be available for us. Roseman was formerly a first-round pick. We were able to take him from Pittsburgh or wherever he was when we ended up adding him. I think he might have been a free agent. And Teddy Fitzsimmons, where was he drafted? In the 3rd round. Leave all your thoughts down below in the comments section. Thank you all for watching the video. That was quite the episode for Season 9. I will see you all next time for the 10th episode of the Snowhawks, where we see if this team can finally flip the script. Please subscribe to the channel and have a great day.